Okay, so I'm cutting in the beard hairs here, and like I said in the other videos, you can watch my other woodspirit videos, smaller scale. This is my first chainsaw carving what I'm doing, but the thinner that you cut the lines, the more lines that you cut in, the better it's going to look and the more realistic it's going to look. Take your time, guys. You know, just slow down, cut more lines, cross those lines over like I've said before, and everything will turn out great. Okay, so guys, when you're doing your wood spirits, the thinner that you make your beard hairs or whiskers, whatever you want to call them, and this, the better it's going to look. I did some, see, I got carried away, but that's okay. I made some hair, so like his hair is kind of blowing out in the wind too. I don't know, I kind of like to do that on all my carvings, at least a little bit, one piece, one side of hair. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn this whole thing with my torch my buddy Pete set up for me. If I can get the goddamn thing out of here. I'm going to burn this whole thing. Don't burn too much around your eyes or your eyebrows, because you'll lose the detail, right? But the more you burn this, the rounder they're going to look and the better it's going to look, in my opinion. Remember guys, everything's in my opinion. There's tons of different carvers out there that do wood spirits, and I don't know, do what, here it comes, do what makes you happy. So I'm just going to burn this thing, and then I'll show you guys after. When it's totally burnt, you don't need to see it. But this is just like a benzomatic. You can buy the little tanks, those little blue and yellow tanks. The yellow burns a bit hotter, but Pete hooked me up with this whole propane system, so those tanks get pretty pricey after a while. So, okay, I'll burn. Another thing I want to say too is when I'm burning, just have a little spray bottle, right? So all the pieces that are getting, like see that for example, it's like charring coals. I just spray it with a little spray bottle so I don't lose too much detail when I'm burning. Oh! Okay, so I got the whole thing burned. You can see it's smoking a bit because all the ambers I just hit with my little water bottle, right? You don't want to burn too much into these eyes or around your eyebrows or your nose because you'll lose detail. But feel free to burn up. Like I said, guys, this is my opinion. Feel free to burn the hell out of here because the more rounder it's going to make it look, and it's going to take away your little high brittle points, you know what I mean? So I burn this pretty good and I let it amber with the coals for a bit and then I spray it so it doesn't get too deep. Okay, so this is what I'll be doing. I'll be hitting it with my sandpaper. I made this up last night. I should have rounded my edges, but this is pretty soft stuff. This is 100 grit. I would like to have 80, but this will be fine. It's pretty soft, and I'm going to hit the whole piece with this sucker on my drill. Once again, my buddy Pete hooked up all this stuff for me, even the drill. He found it at an auction for me for a good price. And this DeWalt's holding up pretty good there, Pete. Yep. Okay, so this is the part of the carving where you decide if you like it or not. I like everything about this carving so far. The only thing that I'm not too sure about is the nose, because I burnt it a little bit too much. because the nose is that softer wood, that white wood, that pith wood, whatever it's called. So I'm going to fix up this nose a bit with my little Dremel tool. Okay, so I got all the touching up done on the nose and stuff like that. My buddy Stu showed up, so I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to mix up the epoxy and put the pupils, that metallic blue epoxy. I like the way it looks, kind of, yeah. Here's the epoxy I'm going to mix up. This is dollar store epoxy. Shit, I don't have much left. Maybe I'll have some in my thing, but this is blue powder stuff I use. It's metallic. Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to put my phone down for a sec. But here, see, it's like metallic powder. I just mix this in with the epoxy, and I'm going to pour this in the pupil with the wood spirit lying flat. I bought it on Amazon, and this is just dollar store epoxy. I'm going to do one eye at a time because I'm going to let one eye dry, because they'll leak out the edges of the eye if I do them together. So I got to do one at a time, then rotate the piece a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do both eyes at one time. This time it seems pretty flat and it won't drip out, and I don't have that much epoxy, so I got to take advantage of how much I got. Shoot, that's not much. So you got to mix up your epoxy really good, people, or well, that's only enough for one eye. Mix up your epoxy good so it gets hard, and if you don't mix it up good enough, it will stay soft, goopy. So I don't care. I know I do extra mixing, but it's worth it. Oh yeah, this should be enough there. Hey, Stu?
I think so, yeah.
Stu's the cameraman today. My buddy Stu there. Okay, so when I put this in the eyes, I just goop it on the back of this paintbrush, and I let it slowly drip into the eye, like stream into it. And you got to watch out for air bubbles and this stuff too, people. You can use a torch to torch the bubbles out, but I just kind of watch it, and because I've used a torch before, and with this dye, with this metallic blue stuff in here, it kind of makes it go darker and burns it a bit. I don't know. I'm not careful enough to use a torch. Okay, that's probably mixed up good enough. So you can see I'm nice and comfortable sitting here. So I'm just going to group a bunch of this on here right now. Okay. And just make a nice stream. Can you come and do close-ups too? And that's enough in that eye. Oops. See, so that's, see how it's kind of going over the edge there?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is make it bite these edges here. Okay. Let's do the other one. Camera. Right. A little bit too much on there. Just let it slowly. The slower you put it in there, the less problem you'll have with air bubbles. But me, of course, I don't have any patience. Good, yeah. They didn't call me Pigpen when I was younger for no reason. It's true. And if you think you got a little bit too much in there, just meow. Yeah, you think that's all right there? Roar. You can sound this stuff off later if you want. I think that's pretty good. Let her dry up and call her done. Make sure you always sign your pieces, people, even if it's your very first one you've done. Put your signature on it. Okay, so it's done. Eyes are all dried up and everything's good to go. Follow me on my Instagram, carving_fusion, if you want to, and hope everybody's having a good day. I'm going to try carving an owl now. Hoot hoot! So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Like everything's blowing in the wind there, you can kind of see. Thanks for the likes, guys, and hope everybody's doing good. Carving Fusion.